and I've never seen so many Vietnamese hookers in my life.
I mean, it's so many, dude. You could say overrun one. Oh shit!
Are we live?
I think I hit the button. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monk and Lou's Midnight Happy Hour. It's your boy Monk. It's the paragon of virtue, Lou Betya, and we are here breaking down the greatest combat sporting event that anyone's ever seen with their eyes or otherwise. UFC Noche / double space Riyadh season, aka UFC 306. I'm really looking forward to this one. Only 10 fights on the card, but honestly, they're all fucking bangers, to be quite honest, at least to me. It's real to me, damn it. Lou, how's it going? Looking forward to this one?
AKA movie film.
Yeah.
We said we were going to do Tapology, and
yeah, this is the only thing I have. We didn't prepare that
right.
at all.
I'll be ready.
Lou, I haven't seen Lou's face in like 2 or 3 weeks, man. This is nice. We just kind of got to talking.
I'll put it up. I'll put it up in a second. No, I mean, it's a cool. I like, look, the card itself. There's some cool fights. Betting wise, it's a little tricky. There's a couple of little sneaky plays that I like here, but very interested in just seeing how they do it. Like they have to light it differently. They can't put the lighting rig above the cage. I think it's going to be just a really like this is a card I don't think you need to bet. Like, I mean, I'm going to, but not heavily. But I think just like as a fan, this is like a really cool way to do it. So look, before we get into this, there are rumors that I believe I started that this will be my last show on the interwebs. That is true. We're going to bust through this card, though. We're going to be professionals. After we're done, if you guys are sticking around, we'll talk about why. It's nothing to do with Monk. It's nothing to do with anybody. I mean, I did threaten. Monk did get my Twitter account banned, but that's in the past.
Yeah, I got your Twitter account banned.
But
I called Uncle Elon.
But look, I'm just the same honest, weird dude all the time. You know, I answer questions. So like, we'll talk at the end of the show. I'll give you like at least my side of like kind of why I'm going away. And look, at the very worst, I'm taking the rest of the year. I am not showing up. Who knows what happens 2025? But at least for that, and Monk and I are going to be doing Monk and I are working on a very different project, which involves me doing IT stuff. So like, I'm not dying. My Twitter's still available. Like, I'll still be on YouTube things, just being like, I'll be calling like Dixon a bitch, or I don't know, dude. You're talking about propaholics stealing picks again. It's crazy, but let's break down this card, dude. Let's do that thing.
Let's do it. And no matter what,
the Google vignette is just the worst.
No matter what Daniel Zellhuber says, he was on. Yeah. Uncle Lou's got to go away for a little bit.
I'm not going to jail.
No.
And as somebody who's been to jail in his life, I would tell you, yeah. No, I'm not going to jail. Just give our little shout out, Prince Mischief, JP, our girl Kristen.
Let's do it.
Mickey S, my dude Saucy, go Bills for him, man.
Did they win? Is it still going on? I don't know anything about
No, the game was terribly over, like so quick.
Did they
got Josh, we got Damari, stubborn Mick in the house, Juicy Q, my dude, the dog father, our favorite literal maniac of chats, Steve Gregory, and Luke. Luke, again, I'm not dying. I'm going to be around. But we're going to break down the card, which means if you've ever seen the show, ain't going to take that long. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah. Look, yeah, I know. If you had a bet on prison, I'm, you know.
That was the way, number 2 answer.
I mean, in all fairness, don't toss that ticket, man. Don't toss that ticket. You never know.
If it can happen to Tyreek Hill, it can happen to anyone. Isn't that who got arrested? Tell me that's who got arrested. Okay.
Good. It is.
Okay. I was like, did I say the wrong name? I don't know. I completely X'd out of football like 3 years ago. All I hear about is what my kids tell me. Otherwise, I like to watch 2 men and occasionally 2 women beat the shit out of each other. That's kind of all I do. So
Monk, I feel like you should start this one.
Well, I mean, Chee wee, Chee wee wee. That's as high as I can go. Let me try it one more time. Chee wee wee. I can't do it. That's as good as I get. I love Raul Rosas Jr. I freaking love Chee wee wees. I also like the Mongolian Murderer, mostly because of his nickname, but also occasionally he is a good fighter. Usually I read some numbers and whatnot. Here we go. Rosas Jr., as you would imagine, most expensive fighter on the card, 9,700. Arichi Lang, and I'll always thank Bert for the pronunciation, will never not know how to pronounce Arichi Lang, 6,500. This one's pretty simple. It's probably Rosas early and a big score, but Arichi Lang is not fucking Terrence Mitchell. He's not Jay Perrin. He's somewhere between those guys and Christian Rodriguez, in my opinion. So I'm not thinking that a round one sub is just fucking automatic here. That said, Rosas does score pretty well despite throwing zero volume. I think he's averaging 1 strike a minute exactly since he's been in the UFC, and Arichi Lang allows a shitload of strikes per minute. So I don't know what we're really going to have to worry about as far as striking goes, but I think Rosas is probably going to get it done. I picked him round 2 submission. Honestly, I think the play is play Rosas, but don't play him as much as everybody else. Play a good percentage of him, but get a little different. I like Joshua Van this week. I like some Uregi. 9K is not great, but yeah, I went way huge on Dolgarian this week. I'll be pretty big on Rosas Jr., but not all in. What do you got here, Lou? Oh, no, you're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
If you motherfuckers didn't think the sombrero was coming out for a lot of this card, my one buddy, Ron Rosas, asked me if I was wearing the sombreros, and I said yes, and he goes,
Ronald Rosas.
It's like Tom Brady's brother, Ron.
Well, it's like Mac.
He runs like a really good consulting company for construction, but not so good as in the QB market. Yeah, like, so I like Richie Lang. The problem is like I think there's at least a little bit of a blueprint for how to beat Rosas. It's survive, don't give your back up, and see if you can like outlast him if Rosas pushes a high pace. The problem I have with Richie Lang is I don't think his cardio is great. Like Jay Perrin, friend of the old channel. I mean, I bookmark this. Again, you never know. I may need this. Like again, the Jay Perrin almost 10-8'd him, and it's Jay Perrin, dude. Like
he almost finished him in that third round.
I don't think that he can really like a super high. And I know he's a fight ready, but a super high pace, I don't think suits him. He's shown good durability, but not against a guy that like is this elite at back takes. And I think that it's probably only a matter of time. In terms of like a betting, I mean, dude, even I don't know what Rosas 1-2 is if it's even out, like, but it's gonna be miserable. Like, I think Rosas wins. And even the round 2 I saw was like the odds were like just fucking around this. If you want to bet this fight, I guess like fight starts round 2 is like, but even that's juiced. Like, there's really no like super. I have a couple of creative plays coming up, but I'm gonna say that this guy wins by round 2.
Dude, Rosas round 1 is plus 150. That's the best line. Round 2 is plus 275.
It's I mean, dude, this and like, look, note to all the quote unquote sharps in the space that I'm leaving behind. I've already fired enough shots at these fuckers. Okay, I'll check in a second. Betting markets, and we talked about this. The betting markets the last year have changed dramatically. What used to be a minus 200 in a fight in the UFC, regionals is still close, but a minus 200 now is like back in the day is like a minus 350 now. They've caught on. Round props are very different. So like you look at a round prop and it looks ugly, but you're mentally comparing it to something from like a year or 2 ago. And like we as gamblers need to adjust to that. A lot of people that are getting killed week after week after week have not adjusted all year. they're just blaming variance and bad luck. It's literally the betting market is dictating like these bets are not successful. You have to find ways. You have to get creative. So,
dude, I'm not to sneak ahead, but the next fight I'm looking, they have it ends in split decision at plus 400 for Shirez and Joshua Van. This is exactly
well,
what
that's
you're
actually, I mean, that's pretty good, dude.
for ends in split, dude. Usually those were like 6 earlier last year or something, 600, 650 minimum. You never saw it that low.
Well, like a women's split decision fight is typically like plus 350.
Okay,
So
yeah, right.
It's like a gold mine.
That's true. Here we go.
I'm saying the market got sharper while firing some shots, dude. I mean,
they got to be shots. Taking on Joshua Van, 8,900 for Van, sub 9K. Really like this price tag here. Edgar Shirez coming in 7,300. Van is the favorite. I don't know where'd my thing go. Plus minus 235.
I'm trying to like pace when I do the sombrero or not. Like I have to wear it the whole time.
Yeah, minus 235, minus 225. Best on Shirez is plus 200. Lou, start us off.
I'm pulling up DraftKings right now. I'm actually I want to know what this
I got fight odds pulled up right now. The split on on the Norma fight or on this one.
Oh God. I mean, that's very not good. Yeah,
250 split majority is common now, but it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it would. Tell me if I'm wrong.
A
year or two ago, it wasn't.
It's plus 250 either way.
Wow, that's dog shit.
Sorry, plus 550 Norma or Aldana for a split. So that's probably going to be plus 2.
Right.
It's going to be terrible. I'm going to steal something that I saw. Luke said something the other day, our boy Luke, that I agree with. I historically do not like taking people on short turnarounds that got knocked out, especially like that wasn't a good look. But he's really young and he's been really active since he started. So I'm not really as worried about like I'm not as worried about the quick turnaround. Like you can almost feel like he's like, all right, fuck that. Like lesson learned, let's go.
He's so young too.
And I think this is a matchup that he can win because unless Shirez like wants to grapple like for most of the fight, I think Van out volumes him. I would bet Van after 1 because I think if there is something wrong with him and Shirez bonks him early, he didn't lose anything. And Van, never wins round 1 ever. So why not wait? If I don't get Van at minus 2xx, that's okay. If he loses round 1 and I get him at close to a pick'em, that's good for me. If I don't get any money on it, that's all right too. I think this fight goes a distance to oh man. Look, everybody steals my shit, dude.
That's fucked up.
Everybody. Dude, even Santino and Olivas name dropping yam bags on their pod now.
Yo.
They gave me credit for but everybody steals my shit, dude. Well, I'm like 90, of course. Like I invented half these words. Dude, I was around the dictionary. It was like 8 words. So like a lot of it I had influence on. I like Van's decision here. I think he wins round 2, round 3, just with a lot of volume and like some joke about Santa Ana. I didn't really work on my comedy before the show.
Yeah, I like Van here for DraftKings as well. I don't mind some Shirez. I'm not too worried about Van. Like I said, I think he's still really young, 22 years old. When he goes to decision, he's scoring very well against Borges. He put up 134 against Bunez. I mean, this guy's volume is off the charts. He's looking to get back into it, man. Shirez lost to Tyra, allowed 4 strikes a minute to a guy that has okay striking, but is not a striker. I wouldn't classify him as such. And then the Lacerda fight was over too quick. Excuse me. I've had water in my throat for like 20 minutes. Let me get that out of there.
I'll put something
in I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
My penis.
There it is. Yeah. Now I don't know what to say. Give me Josh Van, 8,900. I think it's a good price. Love him by decision. Hoping we get 3 rounds of striking to really pay off that salary. So otherwise, I mean, 80 points at 8,900 is not going to get it done for me. So I don't mind Joshua Van, though, coming in at sub 9K. Let's go to the next one. We've got Caitlin Souza taking on Yasmin Yoregi. What do we got here? Best line on Yasmin is now what, plus 480? Or sorry, minus 480. And best line on Souza is plus freaking 429 on something called Cloud Bet. Yeah, Yoregi's probably fine for this. 9,200 is a bit more than I'd probably want to pay. But she looked decent against Hughes. Unfortunately, she only ended up with 68 points because all she did was strike. There were no takedowns. There was 0% control time for Yoregi, which you never want to see. In fact, she's done that in 2 straight fight. Well, the Gomes fight was over in like 20 seconds. But yeah, I mean, the Estela Nunes, what are we doing there? And then Lucindo, I don't know what we can really take from that. She's not scoring well in these fights that go to decision. Caitlin Souza looked okay, I guess, against Marnik Mann. The aforementioned Santino described her as like a standing heavy bag, basically, and she couldn't get a finish on her. According to the stats, that was an extremely close fight, which you should never have a close fight with Marnik Mann. So I don't trust Caitlin Souza really to get much of anything done as far as scoring, as far as a win against what should be the much better fighter all around in Yasmin Yoregi. So I probably don't mind her for cash. Me personally, I'm looking elsewhere, but I will have a little bit of Yoregi rostered. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think Yoregi is going to knock out Caitlin here. I don't learn a lot from the Gomes. I mean, look, not saying that Denise Gomes KO loss is good, but I mean that's a super slim outlier. Oh, I mean, this is exactly what I'm going for here. I think the Sam, it's so weird because like Sam Hughes is gonna like be one of these people that she's never gonna fight for a title. She's never gonna be like top 10. But I feel like when you get a win over her, it's typically a good win, especially if you're up and coming, because you know the kind of cardio Sam Hughes has, you know what kind of fight she's gonna bring. Like if you have a glaring weakness in your game, like you can't defend a takedown, you have bad cardio, like Sam Hughes is a dog and she's gonna expose it. I thought Yargui looked really good in that fight. Like, didn't hit the ground, just strikes, consistent. Didn't really look tired at all. I don't think the cardio is going to be an issue here because I think she's going to probably get rid of Souza in the first 2 rounds here, to be honest. Souza, she's kind of slow. She's not like, her head doesn't move off the line. I don't really see any grappling here. I think it's going to be just target practice until Yargui gets her out of there. So, round 2 KO for me.
Yeah, she definitely needs a couple more wins to get going here. Had a couple of hiccups, couple bumps in the road, as they say, to start her UFC career. All right. I'm dying. Maybe I should quit vaping.
It barely pays more now. That's the problem.
Barely. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm dying over here. Manuel Torres taking on Nacho Bahamondes. This is where the card really starts for me. I mean, I like Raul Rosas Jr. as much as the next guy, but this fight is going to be freaking amazing. 8,200 for Manuel Torres, who opened the week as a plus money underdog. 8K for Bahamondes. I was hoping we could get Torres at 8K, but the line flipped right before salaries came out. Let's see. What's the line at now? Manuel Torres minus 120. Bahamondes, best line on him is plus 110. Yeah, like I said, I love this fight. For GPPs, definitely play this one. Obviously, the better scorer has been Manuel Torres, but what do you expect? The guys put up 3 straight first round finishes against the likes of Camacho, Mota, and Chris Duncan. Now, that's not a great strength of schedule, but outside of Ludovic Klein, Bahamondes has beaten guys like Giagos and Rong Zhu and Roosevelt Roberts and Trey Ogden. I think he's better than those guys, but yeah. I like Manuel Torres. I think this is going to be a fantastic fight. I think there's a chance Torres can get a first round finish. If he doesn't, I'm going to start to get nervous about having too much of him, like in cash or in GPPs for that matter, because I don't know what he's going to look like outside of that first round. So Bahamondes probably going to try to keep range since he's like 17 feet tall, and he's probably going to have a Actually, according to the stats, only a 2-inch reach advantage here, despite a 5-inch height differential. So Bahamondes, that's only arm's reach. We don't know about the leg reach. That might be an issue here. Guys like Dalsum in real life. So Torres is going to have to pick his shots
in real life.
Yeah, Torres is going to have to pick his shots for sure and not get pushed up against that cage and just get pieced up. So I like both sides of this one. I'm personally picking El Loco Torres and hopefully for a first round finish. But I know Lou's got a nice juicy bet that hopefully he's going to tell you about that I actually really like too, that might go the other direction.
I mean, I already played Bahamondes decision, and it's not even a matter of who I think wins. I just don't think Bahamondes is like, and also it's weird. He just got eliminated from the challenge. He lost to Derek in a challenge eliminator. For like if Josh is still in the chat, or like the two people that actually watch the challenge on MTV, Bahamondes looks like Horatio that just lost, but trying to stay hip and young at this old chunk of coal age.
It's hard to do.
But like Bahamondes is not some absolute action killer. And I feel like if this thing gets extended, it's just him landing a lot from range and Torres being super tough. And Bahamondes not really pursuing a finish, not getting in range. He knows he's landing everything in the second round. He knows he's just going to, he's not going to have urgency for a finish. He's going to land. I don't think this hits the ground at all. I don't think Torres is really going to shoot. I don't think Bahamondes is going to shoot. I mean, unless it's like to seal or like the second or third, but even then, I don't think he's going to be proactive grappling here.
No.
And put himself, I don't think he wants to put himself in any kind of close range with Torres. Obviously, Torres is dangerous in the first round. The crowd's going to be rabid for murder, and I get this. But if Bahamondes is just like staying out of range and and if he's kicking a lot and not letting Torres get in, and he's just expending energy, I could see Bahamondes picking him apart. So Bahamondes' decision for me is my preferred play. I saw Mick saying his action will start in the second round of this fight. I think that's a pretty good way to look at this. Like, I don't think Torres is necessarily round one or bust, but he's probably first 8 minutes or bust.
I'm hoping he finds it.
I mean, I see Steve's got, live entry. I know, it's not gonna really. I get it, but and Steve's got round one Torres. I mean, I got it, dude. That's if you're gonna play him, I got it. But I think 6-1 odds for Bahamondes' decision is really silly with how I think the fight plays out if it gets past the first round. So I don't think Bahamondes gets a finish here.
Love it.
He needed a Hail Mary to get a finish against Roosevelt Roberts. I'm not I'm sold on him being more of a volume guy than anything else.
There we go. And this is, for some people, the sandwich fight. Looks like Irene Aldana taking on Norma Dumont. I like this fight, to be honest. I mean, if you missed that Rosa and Aldana fight,
this fight does not deserve the sombrero, though.
I mean, maybe not, but if you missed that Rosa and Aldana fight, that's on you. You fucked up, because that was an absolute banger of a fight. What's the line here? What are we looking at? I think it's a pick'em. Pretty much a pick'em. Best lines, -108, -103. It's a fucking pick'em. I know a lot of people are on Dumont here. And she's come off 4 straight over Durandamy, Chandler, Hossa, and Danielle Wolf. Remember her? She's not doing much in the way of scoring. Yeah, exactly. I think she wore 1 boxing glove too. 63 points for Hossa, 90 points against Chandler, and 90 against Durandamy. Aldana, she's putting up some decent scores, but then she's putting up stinkers as well, like 74 against Gayson. And for 10 strikes a minute, she only scored 88 points against Carol Hossa. There was absolutely no grappling. And by none, I mean none. 0% control time from both competitors in that Hossa fight. So Aldana, we obviously know she's going to be looking to strike. In fact, she hasn't gone over 1% control time in 3 of her last 5 fights. Dumont definitely likes to mix it up. She's at 67, 60, 32, 45% control time in her last 4 wins. So it's going to be pretty interesting. If Dumont can get this to the ground, then it's probably going to be her that's putting up the points. If Aldana can decline those takedowns, and keep it standing, she could have a chance to piece her up, although she has terrible, and I mean terrible, striking defense. So honestly, I understand why everybody's on Dumont. I think I'm going to pick Aldana by decision, and I'm not going to have much of this fight. What do you got, Lou?
So I have a source that anyone that wins by split decision on this card from Mexico is not allowed back in the country. Have it on good authority.
Uh-oh.
From Javier Bardem, who may or may not be Mexican. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm not certain. Is he Mexican?
I don't know, but he's awesome.
He's definitely awesome, and he told me that. Him and the Danny Trejo guy, that terrifying man. So, I mean, what's Norma's like win condition? Grappling?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, but we can't like assume she's gonna grapple.
No, sure can't.
So if this is 15 minutes on the feet, I don't know how I don't favor Aldana, and probably make her a 2-1 favorite if it's just on the feet. I feel like the threat of the takedowns, why the line is what it is. I like Aldana here. I mean, can I just say like any fucking close decision is gonna go to the Mexican?
I mean, this fight is in America. This fight is in America. It's not in like Guadalajara.
I mean, also it's sponsored by Riyadh Season.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I don't know if that has much to do with it.
Well, I mean, if Norma was like, if this was like Saddam Dumont, maybe we're having a different talk here. But like Osama bin Dumont, God, I'm gonna get this is probably my last show. Anyway.
Yeah, we can actually say whatever we want. Turns out.
Yeah, fuck, shit, tits, ass, titties,
balls,
balls. Yeah, I think Aldana can outvolume her and absolutely land the bigger moments. I mean, like, even that Chelsea Chandler fight, man. Like, aside from like the beginning when Chandler was running away,
is that the one she ran away? Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, but after that, it was like it was a lot closer fight than I think people remember. So, I think Aldana will stand in the pocket. I think she'll land the bigger shots. I mean,
I love Luke's comments. I really do.
God, Luke is the fucking worst.
I fucking love Luke. He's the best.
He's the worst. Also, he's the best, and I love him. All right, let's get to the main card
here. Excuse me. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Ronaldo Lazy Boy Rodriguez taking on Ode Osborne. If you're calling him Luis and you don't know who Ronaldo is, it's the same fucking guy. Same guy, all right? Let's see. We got some good line here. What do we got? -138 for Lazy Boy, +133 for Ode Osborne. The salaries are pretty freaking good. 8,600 for Lazy Boy, 76 for Osborne. Lou, you start us off with this one.
If you were still doing your nickname show, how would you rate Lazy Boy as a nickname?
So like good.
7? Solid 7?
Solid 7, easily. And he gets a bonus because he has 2 Z's in his name. It's the Rarudo rule. So he gets the Rarudo bonus.
What are we doing with these names, dude? What are we doing? What are we doing, man? What are we doing, Justin? What are we doing, boss? Man, I hate this fight for betting because it's like I think Ode wins. I think Ode wins.
Stop it.
I do. I think he's more skilled. I think he can probably keep it on the feet. Bondar's terrible, man. Like, I mean, Dennis Bondar is one of the worst. I mean, Malcolm Gordon beat him in like 9 seconds on him posting his arm. Like, Malcolm Gordon just like out physicaled him. So like, and I love Malcolm, and nobody loves Malcolm Gordon more than me. The Iron Chin, Malcolm Gordon.
Gordo might. Isn't he Canadian?
Yeah, but he's Gordo's like so hiddenly racist. It's like, he only likes white Canadians, and like, I mean, you should see my DMs and he's like, this black guy from Canada. I don't know, man. And I'm like, Gordo, that's a horrible thing to say. And he's like, Lou. Sorry.
No one will ever find out.
Sorry there, Clark.
I'm gonna have to watch this. I didn't see it. I'm gonna watch it right after this.
Yeah, they had like a whole big fucking exchange. John Jones is no. And if you didn't know, like now you know.
I wake up in a cold sweat screaming this.
I think O'Day is like the A side in terms of the line and in terms of the skill set, strength schedule, how I think this fight looks late. All that being said, I'm tired of fucking betting on O'Day Osborne in my life. So this is a total fucking pass for me. I want nothing to do with this. The pick is O'Day Osborne by decision. But like he's just gonna fuck it up. You know what the best way to play this is? Wait till there's 1 minute left. Right. Because he's plus money. Wait till there's 1 minute left in this fight and hope that Lazy Boy is like plus 1,500 live, and then just like throw money on it and like bet for a rigged decision. I feel like that's the best way to bet this fight. I don't think Lazy Boy is going to go for takedowns here. And if he does, I don't know that he's like, I mean, Filio is pretty talented, like dogged about getting takedowns. I don't think this guy is. I think this is, it's like you have an idiot with O'Day Osborne versus a guy who I just don't think is very good. So I'm going to take the plus money, but I'm never betting this ever.
Well, the good thing is you don't have to be very good to beat O'Day Osborne. Minus 110. Fight doesn't start round 3, Lou. Because I don't think this fight starts round 3. Check it. Yeah, I agree with all these poor fight IQs. So you look at O'Day Osborne on the surface, 12-7. You're like, okay, whatever. He's fucking 4-5 in the UFC. And in all 5, I made this exact speech last night. Can you tell? Looking right down the barrel. All 5 of those losses are finishes. 4 of those losses are in the very fucking first round. And the 5th one is in the second round. This dude has never lost a UFC fight and seen the 3rd round. Ronaldo Rodriguez is going to work this dude in the first fucking round. That's what I think. I think it's going to be early. I think it's going to be quick. I'm big on Ronaldo Rodriguez, 8,600 for DraftKings. I'm putting it all on the line with Lazy Boy this week. Go watch that fucking Lux fight against Angel Rodriguez. This dude, it was a banger of a fight. This dude showed a lot of his skill set. Yes, he's raw. Yes, he needs to be fine-tuned to develop a couple more things. But I don't think O'Day Osborne has much to offer either. I mean, this dude's losing to like Tyson Nam. Got KO'd in 3 minutes by Tyson fucking Nam. Subbed by Almabayev. Subbed in the first round by Filo. This dude,
you're gonna make me bet. You're gonna make me bet this guy,
dude. Oh fuck! I'm gonna bet Lazy Boy Rodriguez. Yeah, I love it.
Is this your hidden crush? I can't remember. Do you remember that?
I did. I said I would marry Mindy Betts. I did say that. I stand by it too. What do the kids do? I hate when they do that. I can't do the heart. It just looks like a fucked up.
Jesus Christ. All right. So look, by the way, now here's where I'm different than other. Well, I'm not a capper, but
let's parlay that shit. Let's parlay Lazy Boy.
I mean, if every motherfucker here is like on him, like, all right, then sells me. Did I have any conviction? I'm like, he's plus money. I'll pick him. There's no conviction. All right, fuck it. I'll bet him.
And in for DraftKings for some actual stats instead of me just talking shit on Osborne. Actually, I did have actual stats. Find the channel is still alive. You can go. Oh no, I would never ghost you, Mindy. Not ever.
By the way, I love it. Not Minty Bets.
Oh, it's Mindy. I don't know who the fuck. Oh, that's the chick from The Simpsons. Remember when he hides the chicken behind the bed?
I'm pretty sure that's the same as Johnny Sins and Trump and.
Yes, I am married. I'm married to Minty Betts. Minty Betts. That's who I am married to. Yeah.
What they asked last time we did a show is like the.
Yeah, it was fuck, Mary, kill. Laura, Minty, and somebody else.
Nina Drama.
Oh, and Nina Drama. That's right.
Easy murder for me. I mean, the murder part.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I was going to. Oh, yeah. Rodriguez put up 106 when he subbed Bondar in the second. So everybody says that he didn't look good. He still scored fantastically on DraftKings. Let's keep it moving. Which way am I going here? Daniel Zellhuber. A lot of Z's.
Zellhuber!
A lot of Z's. Zellhuber. Against one of my favorite guys, honestly. I love Esteban Ribovic, El Gringo. What do we got here for Zellhuber? I think it's 9K and 7,200 for one Ribovic. What do we got? Minus 220 for Z, plus 200 for Esteban. Lou, actually, I'll start this one off. I liked, dude, if you haven't heard, Eric Nixick has a podcast. It's called Verse Us. It's fantastic. I don't know if it's on YouTube. It's definitely on Spotify. It's very good. Zell Huber was on it this week. I guess he trains at Fight Ready. Is it Fight Ready? I don't remember. I might have that gym. I'm getting things confused in my little brain. But he was on it for the whole episode, and he was fantastic. So I became an even bigger fan of Zell Huber. That said, I'm not playing him in DraftKings. This dude is strictly a striker. We're getting no control time. We're getting no takedown attempts. None of that shit. Probably no knockdowns unless, normally. I'm not saying in this fight. But he wins and he scores 70, 80 points. I'm not into that. 9K fighter for that. Esteban Ribovic, though, I love this freaking kid. Takes the debut L to Loic Radzhabov, beats Kamuela Kirk, and then smashes fucking Terrence McKinney in like 30 seconds. This dude, Earl Zell Huber, is a guy that likes to control the pace with his striking. Ribovic is not going to let him do that very easily. He also outscores him in almost every way, shape, or form. He's the more exciting fighter. He's probably not as technical. He's probably not as good of a striker. But I think he stands a puncher's chance, a fighter's chance, I should say. And at 7,200, I don't mind punting with Ribovic. This one should be a fucking exciting fight. And who knows, man? Ribovic could get crazy and find a finish of his own. So what do you got for this one?
I want to watch it. I think that, like, he seems just like a guy. He's another guy I think you can live about him. Seems to just take his time. Like, I don't know how to, like, really. Ribovic has been good to me, but I kind of feel like just straight boxing, which I think this is going to be. I don't think anybody's going for takedowns here. I kind of feel like Zell Huber is one of these guys. Just he gets his reads quick. Like, I don't care about the Ogden fight, man. Everybody's the Ogden fight's like, okay, dude, he had a debut fight, didn't go great. Like, he was tentative, he was weird. Has he shown anything? Has he shown anything since that he's not, like, solid on the feet, throws a lot of volume, accurate? I think he takes over this fight after the first round. And I think
you're probably right. Yeah.
But I think this is a cool fight. And like I want to be on. I don't rule out that Zell Huber could win the first round here, but I think that he's kind of happy to be low volume in each round one that he's going to fight and collect data. He's going to be one of these guys, I think, that if he ever gets to the point where he's fighting 5-round fights, he's going to be fucking lethal. I really do. I think his cardio is good. I think his reads get really good. He's so accurate, man. Like, his boxing super slick. Like, I didn't even, like 10 or series, I'm like, all right, this guy's pretty good. I think he was like great. He's still really improving, like, exponentially. So I like Ribovic. And I don't think Zell Huber is going to exploit, like, the one way you can really exploit Ribovic is, like, with a lot of takedowns. I think it's just going to be on the feet. I just think Zell Huber is going to be so accurate and, like, landing everything as this fight goes later and later. So,
yeah.
I really want to like Ribovic at the price. I can't. I think Zell Huber decision and pretty uncontroversial. Yeah.
Mindy's getting a little.
And like Luke talking about, like, yeah, I mean, I think this is like your fight of the week where everybody's like, I love the dog, and then the line doesn't move. So, like,
right.
Like, has it moved? Not really. 185. I mean, it hasn't really moved too much. Like, but I think Zell Huber, yeah. I mean, I think the problem is when I think a guy wins the first round at a high clip, like, you really, like, and it's not going to be a finish. Like, you're literally betting, do I want to bet a minus 200 guy to win a 29-28? But I think even at the back end of the first round, Zell Huber is going to get his reads and start really landing everything.
Yeah.
Like, he would have knocked out Prado. Prado, like, was super tough, and, like, but everything he threw was landing, and
he's improving a lot every fight.
Steve is just here to fucking argue with me. Never changed, dude. I mean, it says fight odds. Fight odds is saying it really has not moved much the last few days. So it moved, like, yes.
Yeah, but who are you going to believe, fight odds or Steve?
I don't know. Steve's
in Australia. He gets the information like 12 hours before we do.
He's in the future. Steve lives in the fucking
Yeah,
future.
dude. So I trust Steve. To be honest.
So Steve's saying it's moved. All right, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think he drops the first round at a fairly high clip. Steve is incredibly fucking guy. I don't care about the short stuff. I'm not a giant.
A heightist.
Hey, Monk. I feel like we did this one before.
Yeah, I think so. What a picture. I just can't get over that. Let's see. Brian Ortega plus 165 taking on Diego Lopes. I've gone with Lopes instead of Lopez. Minus 180 this week. Start us off. What do you got?
I mean, I'm just gonna stay on brand here. I'm not even gonna break down the fight. So Lopes was not in the UFC when we started the show.
Yeah.
And I've picked against him literally every single fight
time.
So why not? Why change? Like,
hey, you're 1-4.
Ortega. I'm picking Ortega. I think he can. I mean, can he get top time in 2 of the 3 rounds? Yeah, I think he can. Like, so I don't think he's going to stand there and strike with Lopes for 15 minutes. I think he's going to look to at least get inside. And he's another guy. He's probably going to lose the fucking first round because he's an idiot. He's going to be like, no, man, I've been working on my boxing.
Yeah, but did you hear his chi-wee-wees, though?
No, I did not hear his.
Well, I mean, it might be even higher than Raul Rosas Jr. Might
so
be an even higher pitch.
I'm going to say that Ortega wins a really strangely boring. I'm going to say he wins a boring decision. That he kind of just does what he has to do and he neutralizes Lopes, and Lopes is throwing up submissions and none of them come close.
There you go.
And that's it. I think Ortega wins the decision here.
Yeah, I agree. I'm picking him right there with you. For DraftKings, I actually don't like this fight, like at all. Sometimes when we see 2 quote unquote grapplers face off, you see a really shitty low volume striking fight. That's not going to happen with Ortega. He grapples with anybody and everybody. He looked decent against Yair. Ended up with 84 points there. Not great, but not terrible. And then his last win before that was against Zombie. Lopes is on the 4-fight win streak. He's up and down with his scoring. And one, he only scored the bonus against Tucker. Then he goes off 105, 122, then 70 points against Dan Ige on like short notice. You can excuse that because even though he was, he always had a fight. Like he was back and forth on weight and what weight class and if he had an opponent. So I can give him a pass for that. I just don't think it's going to be a great fight for DraftKings. I'm with Lou. I hope it goes all 3 rounds. And if it does, we're going to see the winner score like 80 points. And I don't really give a shit about that. So I'm probably going to be much lower on these 2 than most people. But I also like Ortega. And once again, I'm with Lou. I'm picking against Diego Lopes here.
I mean, I'm like, for betting on him. So like, this should just be your, like, even like, and it's fucked up. I bet on the first fight. And then all the shit happens during the week. And then I'm like, well, I got to take Ige plus 300 here. Like an idiot. And, it wasn't even a value loser. Like he won the 3rd round. Like, congratulations. But I'm like, it's one of these things where like, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Did I just bet against him again? Like, what am I doing? So in for a penny, in for a pound, right?
That's true, as they say.
We'll talk about the co-main event, Munkelstein.
Here we go. The third and possibly final time, possibly not, fight between
forever
Alex Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. Minus 130 for Grasso. Val is plus 122. Why don't you start us off here?
I don't fucking know, man. All week, I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. If you got to bet on this, you're smarter than me. I mean, Shevchenko won like all the time. She won like most of both fights. Right. And then until she wasn't. So it's minute winner versus moment winner. It's, I mean, like the whole, like she's over the age of 35. Nobody wins a title. Like, I get it. I mean, I don't know how I don't pick Grasso on Goya Latina Heritage Night or whatever they're calling it.
Goya.
Well, that's what it is at the Phillies games. It's Goya Latina Heritage
Yeah,
Night.
sure.
It's like, all right, well, they got rid of fucking Dollar Dog Night. They're a bunch of fucking douchebags. So I guess that's the next best thing is Goya Latina Heritage. It's not just Latina Heritage Night, Monk. It's Goya Latina Heritage Night.
Sponsored by Riyadh Season.
Right. It's Goya Season.
Do they get their whole season? What is the season? What is this bullshit? What is season?
I feel like season is until we like them and think they're not sports washing. That's when season ends. And we're like, nah, they're good. We're like, they're fine. We're like, nah, Saudis are fine. They never killed anybody. They're fine. We made up the whole fucking shit. Like
just the verbiage is very strange.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to make this political because I don't know shit about politics, but I do like a good rogering here and there. If
a proper one.
Acceptable. Yeah, public proper rogering is always acceptable. I think Grasso probably finds a way via rig decision, and also it's one of these things where, like, for fuck's sake, man, if Shevchenko wins, is this just like the next 3 years of our lives? Is these two again? Like, dude, we just went through this. Like, we can't do these quadrilogies. We can't.
No.
So, like, Grasso by hook or by crook, unless she gets finished, wins this fight. There's your professional bet.
I agree.
Grasso,
I'm picking.
You don't have to see this again as the play.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be crazy and pick Shevchenko. This is the easiest DraftKings basically play of the entire year, and I'd like to hear Luke's construction. I'm of the mind that this is like an automatic stack. This is for cash. Maybe even not automatic for GPPs, but automatic for cash. Is like put these two fighters in and then just pick the other four. This seems extremely straightforward. Look, I'll just give you the scores of their past couple 5-round fights without the bonus. Obviously, there was no bonus in the last one because it was a draw. Grasso scored 94, Shevchenko 91. Grasso in their first fight ended up with 50, but she scored 90 after the bonus. Shevchenko scored 80 in that fight. And then even against Araujo, which went all 5, Grasso scored 69 nice points and allowed 71. Valentina, I already told you what she scored in the first 2 against Tayla Santos, which was right before the Grasso fight. Let's see. She scored 84.8 and allowed 77.5. These scores would beat most other fighters that we usually talk about on a slate, on a regular Apex slate. These scores are insane. There's 5 rounds to work with. We have 50 full, well, okay, not 50 full minutes, like 44.5 minutes of tremendous scores from these two. I think we're going to see the exact same thing. I'm stacking this in cash, and I'm not even questioning it. I'm just playing it and picking my other 4 fighters and go from there. But I would love to hear some what Luke's interesting construction is.
Can I ask you a question? It's not Luke, but is Lou.
Mm-hmm.
On a 10-fight card, if you're going to play like 20 lineups, could you stack this even in GPP? Again, not on a single lineup, but like, would you consider? And it's only a 10-fight card, so like, you got to get creative.
I think you absolutely can. This fight, I mean, what did it score last time? It scored 185 points. And that was like, again, with no winner. So there's no 30
You'll
point
take
bonus.
that all day. You'll take that all day.
I take it all day.
200. You'll take that all day.
Even with the bonus in the first one, there was a winner. That fight scored 171 points. Not as good as the draw. So, yeah, I'm taking that all day for sure. Like you said, 10-fight card. Exactly. And a lot of people probably are going to be stacking this. Maybe not in GPPs, but you can definitely still get different even with the stack. Like, just don't play Raul Rosas Jr. in a couple of them, and that'll get you real fucking different real fucking quick.
I'm stacking Aldana Norm in all my lineups.
There you go. Perfect.
Norma
hey,
McDonald.
The Norma McDonald. What did that real quick, since we have time? If you stacked the Aldana Rosa fight, 161 points for that. That's a pretty fucking good score for a women's bantamweight fight.
Can I tell my favorite Norm thing?
Please do.
but you're still doing content, so like I don't want to take you down, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
No,
It's
do
Norm talking to. It's the blue card jokes that Norm would do on his pod.
Yeah.
And Norm had Fred Willard on, and he's like,
R.I.P.
no, don't read ahead, just read the joke. And he tells, so Fred Willard reads it. He goes, opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff his cock in them. Oh wait, that's just assholes. Honorable mention was to Nick Swardson saying the #1 documentary on Netflix right now is Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Last on the list, Jiro Nightmares of Ass Rape.
There's nobody better. To answer Luke's question, how much does Aldana give up per minute? Dingling, 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 ding. 3.52 per minute. Inside or at distance, she gives up 2.87. Inside the distance, Luke, she gives up 5.36 DraftKings points per minute, which is third worst on the card to Sean O'Malley, 5.98, and Esteban Ribovic, 6.3. Probably won't have to worry about that against Zell Huber. Last fight, we did it, guys. Oh my God, I get to talk about fucking Merab. Wait, let me pause. Let me take out the fucking. I was excited. I get to talk about Merab. There we go. Sean O'Malley taking on Merab Dvalishvili. What are our odds here? Sean is a minus 130 and Merab plus 122. I will start us off here. Look, man, I'm trying to remove my bias because I freaking love Merab. Obviously, both these guys coming off crazy win streaks. Merab, the slightly better UFC schedule overall. I have it as 60.5 to a 57.5 from O'Malley. And you can kind of see why. We're talking on one side, the last five is Moraes, Aldo, Peter Yan, Henry Cejudo. On the other side, it's Rowley and Paiva. Yeah, see, it's already fucked. Pedro Munoz, Peter Yan, Aljo, and Marlon Vera. Look, Sean O'Malley's doing, gangbusters with guys that do not attempt to take him down. Even in the second round knockout, which he got 70 points for that bonus, he only scored 90 points against Aljo. He only scored 65 against Peter Yan, but we all know he probably did not win that fight. Merab, you know what he's going to do, man. I mean, constant pressure, constant takedowns. Yeah, Sean O'Malley has a chance to put him out in the first round. Coming in, I'm sure that's all he's training is Merab's entries and what angles he can find off of Merab's most common entries. We're going to see that. So there is a chance. So I am playing Sean O'Malley in GPPs, but I'm playing a shitload more of Merab. If this gets out of the first round, out of the second round, I mean, Merab is out here scoring 81 without the bonus. 137 is what he put up against Peter Yan. 47, 93, all without the bonus. Like, this dude is a GPP darling. I'm putting him in a ton of cash lineups. I absolutely love him this week. I honestly think he has a good chance of winning. I think I'm picking Merab by decision. 25 minutes of fucking hell for Sean O'Malley. Well, maybe like 24, 23, if he can get out of that first couple of minutes there. I am a bit worried about the striking from O'Malley early because he's a fucking sharpshooter. I'm not trying to take anything away from O'Malley. I think he deserves to be where he is. I just love Merab. I just like the guy a lot. I love his fighting style. I want to see him win. So that's what we're picking here. Gimme Merab, playing him in a ton of lineups. Let's fucking go. Last thing, actually, before I pass it to Lou to finish us off, I wouldn't stack this one. I think their styles are too different. I think if O'Malley wins or is winning, it means Merab is not having success in his game. And if Merab is winning, I think that means O'Malley's completely fucking shut down and not doing anything that will give him any kind of points. So I'm not going for a stack here, but give me Merab for the win. What do you got, Lou? Take us home.
I don't know how loud that beer opening came in on Mike. This is such an interesting fight to me. And I'm just going to say this. If you like O'Malley, you've got to bet him now. You already missed like the bet because I got to think that all the casual money is going to come in on him Saturday. If you like Merab, I think you can get a better line. Here's the problem I have. I think that O'Malley has like incredibly underrated cardio. I think to throw as much volume as he does late in the fights, I think we don't see anybody really throwing his volume as consistently, as crisp while still managing like range really well. Like I think his cardio is incredible. But there's boxing cardio and there's guy leaning on your arms cardio. And I don't know, but I see this a little different than you. I think Merab early is going to neutralize O'Malley. I think he's going to be able to not get hit early. They're going to have a game plan where he knows, like, and he's got to come in from angles. I think there's going to be knees there. I think O'Malley's kicks are good. I think he's going to have ways to get to Merab if he's not coming in on angles. But man, dude, Sean O'Malley, I really think he's like crazy underrated in terms of how he adapts during fights. I don't care about the Sterling fight. The Sterling fight was like a bunch of nothing until something happened. It was like the Navajo Sterling fight on Tuesday. It was like nothing, and fight's over. I just feel in my heart that past the third round, fourth round, O'Malley's going to start landing. And he's going to start hitting knees on entries, and he's going to wobble Merab, and he's going to take over this fight. I don't know. O'Malley decision, I don't think is inconceivable, but I think he probably gets a late finish here. I've seen people on the O'Malley submission. I want to tell you, I think you're insane. I think you're crazy. I don't think O'Malley attempts his submission in this fight. His jiu-jitsu is good. He's okay. He's not attempting a fucking submission in this fight. Like, he is, like, okay. If he does, he does. But like, I would think probably not. I'm gonna say that O'Malley wins late. I think his cardio is good enough. I think he's gonna start landing punches. I think that dude's a star, man. I think he's gonna find a way here late.
Yeah, well, whoever win this is in for a real proper rogering because fucking Umar's coming.
Yeah, but like, so Clint has a bet on Merab, which tells me that O'Malley wins. And then Clint has a bet that Umar wins the title next year, which tells me O'Malley probably beats him too. So the way he's running, the way our boy Clintus is running right now, probably good to fade all the odds.
Well, there we go. That's it, Lou. We did it. All 10 fights.
Does anybody in chat wants to talk about what's going on? We can. If not, I'm happy to not discuss it. I will say this to the people, if I may, Monk, and to you. It has been my honor for almost 3 years to do this. You, since day one-ish, as the Usos would say, as all the Samoans and the bloodline would say, day one-ish. I've never said I'm like the sharpest capper. I've never run a show or been on a show like I'm the sharpest capper. I hope that you learned something about betting. I heard that you learned a lot from DFS from this jabroni. I don't know how mirrors work, how fucking cameras work. Most importantly, I just hope you guys were fucking entertained because that's what we prided ourselves on.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll tell you what, I know that Monk and I know, like, we know the fucking show was funny. And if this was not for you, we did not want you here. Like, we didn't care. This wasn't like, oh man, we need 500 viewers. Oh, retweet this shit 50 times. Dude, I fucking hate that shit. That's why whenever I make tweets about giving out bets, I'm like, if I get one like, I'll post them. Like, I don't care about this fucking engagement, man. I'm too old for this crap. More importantly, it's dumb. Like, it's dumb. Fucking dumb, man. So let's open up the floor. Let's see what we got here. I'll miss you. There's just a bunch of people saying they miss me. All right, good. I don't have to explain shit. It works for me. I guess I should say something, right? I probably should.
Sure.
Look, man. Look, guys. Everybody's time comes. I've been doing this for long enough. I don't do this for money. Monk would like to do this for money. He probably does do it for money on Kill Shot, and he gets paid in food at least.
Yeah.
Give him something.
Scraps.
And look, I'm not dying. I'm not like going away. Like but if you haven't noticed, like I'm around less and less on Twitter. I'm never like around on fucking Discords. Look, man, it's a matter of like, I got a lot of, I keep everything light and breezy. Like if I talk about my personal life, it's about the Mexicans next door. It's about like stupid shit. And like, cause that's the thing. It's supposed to be a lighthearted, fun show. So if there's shit going on in my personal life, like cameras go on, I'm in. I'm locked in. All that the bad shit in the basement goes away. So, like, look, over time, I have physical problems that are just starting to pile up. I got some mental shit I'm dealing with too, like just my home life. It's nothing that can't be fixed. Just stuff I've kind of been ignoring that I think just need to retake stock. It's that simple. So, again, I'm still around, but I spent a lot of time doing content. You know, my buddy Aaron, you know, like Aaron and I, like, that's one of my best friends in the space. Like, we've talked, and Aaron knows. He's like, dude, you spread yourself thin. I'm like, I know, dude. Like, I have a problem with that. Like, he's right. Like, and because of that, I started saying yes to everybody, and like I try to help everybody else out. I'm like, I never take care of myself. So selfishly, I got to take care of myself. So that's the reason you're gonna get. Now, there's some other shit, like a little more serious level. I don't want to talk about. I'm not going to jail. I'm not going away. Monk and I are going to be working on something super awesome. His stats are done. I'm taking what he did. I'm putting it in the database. We're going to do some really cool stuff. So, like, this is coming up soon. It gives me a lot more time to do that, too. Also, look, there's a lot of sports that I bet on. You guys know I'm betting soccer, Danish handball, fucking midget tossing. So, like, and now we're in the prime season of especially midget tossing and Danish handball. Kif Kolding has the golden hand right now. So, like, it's important to me. You know, look, I'm going back to my roots. This was always like a solo endeavor for me to bet. And I liked betting because I liked sports. And then I was like, oh, I don't suck at this. So I wanted to get better at it. Unfortunately, I feel a lot of the space is win 1 week and figure out how I can sell my picks. And there's always been grifts when it comes to gambling. But in a new era of like social media and all this crap, it's just easier to do it. And won't be naming names, but the one guy that's in the chat right now that named the name in the chat, I should say, I gave him his first chance on YouTube. And now it turns out he's like a total fucking con man, just trying to do anything to make a buck when he's getting killed this year. Like, and I'm not responsible for it, but like, I wish I had known. I never would have put him on air. So like, I feel shitty about that. And like, I just like going back to, I think the majority of people in the space are fucking awesome, aren't doing that. It's bad apples to spoil a bunch. I love Monk. I love Wheezy. I love Brady. Without them, none of this is possible. A lot of you guys in the chat, I talk to you guys constantly. I'm not going anywhere, but for the rest of the year, I am off. And let's see what happens in January. You know, and Monk and I, look, we have a channel. If Monk and I are like, hey, bitch, you want to do something right now? We'll fucking do something.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rules. So if Monk and I want to do shit, we'll fucking do shit. But you can always find me on Twitter. I give everybody all my fucking plays for every sport. Just hit me up. All of you dudes at one point or another have hit me up and been like, what do you like for this game? Do you have any? I'm happy to talk. I always have time. So just let me know. Always make time for you. And we'll see what happens. But very grateful for all of you. Like, seriously. Despite Big Steve being like literally the fucking worst in chat when I'm trying to like be honest. Like the fucking worst, man. Big Steve's my dude. Go sign up for his Discord. And
for sure.
And yeah, we have a week off next week. So literally nobody's gonna remember us saying this next week. 2 weeks, you'd be like,
right.
Where are they? That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just doing data stuff and data stuff. We'll see what happens with that and go from there. That's about it.
And much like a fighter hangs up his gloves.
Putting the hat on the desk.
Sombrero is officially retired.
Let's do it at least one last time in 2024. As usual, we want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy. And we will see you maybe in the next one.